What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear Crew here for Merrowstrand, episode 60. No longer just setting up. We're live.
We're live.
We're doing it.
And the episode says so.
Would you actually mind popping yourself back into ping when you get a chance too?
Oh. Pang.
Oh, I'm out of pang. I'm out of pang. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, look, there's all my friends' faces.
That's so much better. Thank you.
No.
I'm Burke. Let's go.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
That's real good.
For real. Does feel good. I'm ready.
Feels so good.
Halloween, spoopy shit to do.
It's best time of year. Best time of year.
I want another week of it, man. Why not celebrate Halloween all the way up to Thanksgiving?
I don't see why
Not a bad idea.
I mean, we celebrate Christmas all the way up to Christmas. So
Yeah.
from October 1st all the way up to Christmas, we're celebrating Christmas for some reason.
I will say I'm not opposed to Halloween falling on a Thursday this year because I feel like I did a lot of Halloween parties last weekend and I have more coming up this weekend. And I feel like that's not, you don't normally get that when you have like the Halloween falling so far away from that last weekend. So now I get 2 weekends of Halloween parties. I'm
Feisty, being in Southern California, you get two different themes. You get last weekend, which was the Halloween theme.
And
this weekend is Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah. I would also like to point out, if you were trying to humble brag, you failed. That was a terrible humble brag.
For who?
You.
About what?
You're like, I had parties all last weekend. I have parties all next weekend. Look at all my friends, guys.
No, that wasn't humble. That was just bragging.
Just look at the mustache. You know that guy's got lots of friends.
Look at all my friends, guys.
Oh, that wasn't humble bragging. That was just bragging.
I was going to comment that there are two different stages of Halloween, one of which that Feisty's in, and the other which I wish that I had young, attractive friends that wanted to celebrate Halloween. Except, now it's just existential dread and shitty trunk or treats, and just
I hate trunk or treats.
But hey, like the kids can't even do like in my town where there's like no one lives in the city anymore. It's just old people. So all the houses it's like trick or treating isn't the same. If they go out to the burbs, dude, they're breaking a sweat on the third McMansion. Like it's the driveways, like they're hoofing it, dude. And like I get it. Like I used to go to like one of those neighborhoods like when I grew up. Like now it's everything, and it's giant shitty suburban sprawl to get out and about. And then if a McMansion doesn't give you the full candy bar, you gotta give them that
what was
poop
even
face.
the point of coming here?
Yeah, fuck those guys.
All right, before we start, we got to get everybody's absolute sanctified legend trick-or-treat item in your pumpkin basket. If there's one candy that you're going to double down on that you hope that you get every time, I need to know it. We're going to kick off with you first, Radio.
Abba Zabba.
What? You've been on the West Coast so long that you just called Abba Zabba out.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I used to call it the taxicab bars. They're the taffy with the peanut butter in it in the middle of it. It's a black and white bar. It's like old people candy because it pulls your teeth out. But I love it. It's just it's just that you take a bite and you just let it dissolve in your mouth and you get all that good taffy flavor, and then it just turns into like granular peanut butter.
You should have wore costumes for tonight. We failed.
Yeah,
give me 2 minutes.
I can capture.
I can literally go grab something.
I got the wig, the hat, and the shirt ready to go.
Next bathroom break, we're all gonna come back and
I'm just gonna I'm gonna look like Liam on the last CR episode with just a face of blood, and that's it. And you have to guess my character.
I'm a mustached Minecraft character with all my pixels.
Well played.
Some of us just wear costume hats all the time, so we don't have to change. We're just
Listen,
always
some of
there.
it-
Crafted for Halloween.
Some of us are constantly masking, so
I only have a couple more years where it's going to be 20 years in this hat, and that's gonna
Chat,
hit.
it's the same hat. He hasn't changed it. It's just 20
That'd be
years
so-
of that hat.
that'd be
That
so
specific.
That'd be so nasty.
he just somehow he sealed it with that like sealant you spray in your tent before you go camping.
Resin sealed.
Oh,
I've been to
grody.
lots of parties with Rob. If that was the same hat, there'd be problems.
Yes.
Oofta.
My ideal would be the full size Laffy Taffy. I don't know if they still sell it, but it was the watermelon with the little pieces of like the seed in it, and it was just like little pieces of sugar. That.
I don't
know
remember
that.
this.
What a callback.
I remember it.
Just made me think of Nerds on a Rope, and now I'm really wanting
Dude,
Nerds on a Rope.
Nerd.
Anything that, like,
They don't do nerds on a rope as much. Now they do the nerds clusters,
Also good.
which is too many nerds. Like the ratio's off.
It's the ratios off.
I like him.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I'm just saying I like a different nerd to gummy
I
ratio.
feel really bad if that's what
No
you were
hating
about
on
to
people's
choose.
candies, okay?
Sorry.
Because I'm up next.
What is yours, Adam?
I'm.
Mm.
I feel like Rob's gonna be like, yeah, I figured. I feel
Are
like
you-
I know Rob's
are
gonna
you
be like,
the-
yeah, that tracks.
Are you
I'm
the-
very,
are you the
I'm a very
bubblegum
simple
bitch?
man. I want those pumpkin Reese's, man. That's all I want, man.
No,
I just want like,
Yeah, the
I
best.
can't
I want,
change
like-
my answer.
I want like all of
only-
them.
You only get the shaped Reese's. That's it.
The
Yeah.
pumpkin
You
and
don't
the
get any other
trees. Well, and the eggs.
And the bunny. The
Yeah.
egg
Yeah.
now.
Eggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I and then it's like I always break out afterwards because I have like 40 of them, and then I've got like.
I don't think my kids
like,
ever
nails.
saw a Reese's in their Halloween buckets
No,
for the
those things
first
never
like
make it.
10
No.
years of their life.
Like, I don't know, guys. I
I
bought the bag with them in it. You saw it. I don't know. They just manufacturer must have messed up.
I have two. I have one for nostalgia and one for my basic bitchness. My basic bitch answer is king size Snickers. I am such a Snickers freak. I love Snickers. It is the most satisfying candy bar. I will fight you.
Pocket,
That's just
Whoa, okay,
pocket
calm down.
warm, pocket
Stone
warm
Cold?
Snickers.
Oh, it's just
Pocket
it's
warm
so
Snickers.
good. It's so good.
Yeah, there's got to be a warm
Pocket
Snickers.
warm Werthers,
I
baby.
will say I am not a put my Snickers in the fridge person. Like I know some people that like their cold candy bars. I don't like that.
That's gonna break your teeth. That the Snickers in the freezer is gonna break your teeth.
You want that?
Especially
Just
the
get ice
caramel,
cream.
it
The
just
Snickers
gets-
ice cream bars.
Yeah. My nostalgia answer though is, do you guys remember those kettle corn popcorn balls that the old lady on the street used to make?
Yes.
That stuff. If I saw that in a bag right now, I would just be like, "Oh, I'm 3 years old again."
Back when it was
Back in the
only
90s when you could
and
trust your
Mickey
neighbors not
Mouse,
to kill you.
apparently.
Yeah, you could get a Ziploc bag with that had just random food in it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. Little twisty tie. It had little ghosts on the bag too, because she bought the little Halloween.
She spent
plastic
some. She
baggies.
spent some time and some money on that. That
And
wasn't.
then you
such
joke-
a-
joked
I'm
around.
gonna
You
make
joked
those with
around
my
with your
kids tomorrow
friends.
because of
Yeah,
you.
and you were like, "Oh,
You
she's
know
a
what?
witch. She's a witch."
Put some blades in there too. Really screw up your
there,
neighbors.
there was a time where somebody put out a tray of brownies and it was like, cut your own. Dude, I took half
The
the
whole
loaf.
tray.
I took half, dude. I cut it in half
one
and
of
went.
those.
Threw that sucker in there. Dude, I thought I was so proud. I thought
And
it
then
was
it just mashes against the rest of your candy the rest of the night.
so gross. Ate it all.
I did see a meme earlier today of one scoop of pho per child, and it was just a big pot.
Oh,
of
one
pho.
slurp?
Yeah, one
The
slurp. The slurp bucket. Oh, dude.
I was like, oh damn,
Oh.
that's pretty good. I like that.
Ice, are you gonna change your answer? Or are you gonna stay with the same answer?
Well, because I have two. Like, I like listen, I love stealing their Reese's, but I also really love Starburst.
Yeah.
Ooh, Starburst.
What's your
I
color?
love but it has to be like I'm definitely vibe with the pocket warm like Starburst. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
soften it
they're
up a little
kinda
bit. It
mushy.
hurts my
Yeah,
teeth too
yeah.
much.
There's the Starburst like chewies. They're not the gummies. They're like in between
Oh, the ones
Starburst and
where it's like smooth on the sides and stuff.
yeah, those are
They're like
Yeah.
candies. Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
they're like pocket warm texture. It's very good.
But
When
then
you eat
I'd have to go out
Starburst-
of my way to actually buy Starburst, and I don't buy candy like ever, so I can't bring
When you
myself
eat
to do it.
Starburst, how many Starbursts do you put in your mouth at a time?
Well, I eat them by the single color, so
Yeah,
What?
you guys
By the
are
single color?
mixing colors.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
always start with the pink. Pink.
No,
Pink first.
I end with pink. I
Oh.
start with yellow.
No,
'cause
with
that's
the good
worst.
up
Yellow. No, yellow's the best.
Yellow is-
I
I do
do
the
yellows as fast as possible.
I do the brown star first. When I get to the pink. My favorite thing right now, and it's so on the spectrum because I have to have it in the king size form.
Fair.
Because the ratio's just right, and I can break off the 3 jumbo bricks at a time as I eat this king size cookies and cream.
The Hershey's
Yeah.
cookies and cream.
Having the cookies
Bring
and
that
cream,
back.
and it's when it's that thick, is almost like having the rabbit or a different holiday form. When it is in that size and texture, it is unstoppable. A thin one does not compare to the king size thickness.
See, and that's what makes Snickers better, just because you can have it in any size and it's going to be satisfying.
See, with
I've not had
Snickers,
a bad Snickers.
I prefer the tiny bite Snickers, the tiny ones, the single little
Is
squares.
that because you
That's
don't
what
have self-control?
No,
Feisty
it's
likes to eat the king size upside down.
So I can feel that veins.
sideways.
That's right. I forgot. Oh my god, that was so good. You're so gay that you eat the Snickers upside down just so you can feel the veins. Oh my god.
That's so good.
That little
Oh
dangly
man.
thing right in the back of his throat.
I'm definitely using that on somebody.
Oh dude,
That's intense.
it's so good.
Yeah.
No, I just think
radio.
like the little tiny little squares have like the perfect ratio of everything.
Yeah.
Every now and then, there are things that come in the fun size category that have a different ratio of chocolate or filling on the inside.
I would
Mars
argue
bars
the
are that way.
Hershey's cookies and cream is one of those ones that changes that ratio. Their fun size is a miss.
Yeah, like a Milky Way or Mars bars is the same thing. Like the big Milky Ways, there's no way you're eating that. But a bite-sized Milky Way, oh yeah, you'll pop that. That'll be fine.
I think the peanut butter cup version, not the thin cup, the fun size cup that has a thicker chocolate ratio on it is the superior. Now, you take that one step up and you go to Aldi's and you actually buy real chocolate that they import in their peanut butter cups. They don't even put the wrapper. So you have the, shelled, the shucked pistachio factor on these. You can eat as many peanut butter cups as you want, and they're all unwrapped. So
There's
like,
no work
Dangerous
involved.
proposition.
yeah, you really have to cut yourself. Like do not pick up the bag. You have to take from the bag or shake out the bag. You cannot roll with the bag. Otherwise, you just eat till you get that unforgettable Reese's like peanut butter like loathing. It doesn't, like, you put one in, it doesn't taste good. Your stomach hurts. You're like, I've hit the wall. Oh.
Yeah.
I shared a link in Merrowstrand. I saw this on Magical or what the hell is the name?
Unmagical.
Good mythical morning.
Magic, yeah, mythical. They were reviewing
And-
Halloween candy, and they
I recognize
had
them.
the stuffed puff caramel apple marshmallows, and everybody was raving about those on the show on Good Mythical Morning. I was like, oh, I have to
Because
try
the
these.
chocolate ones that they have for s'mores, the ones that are like already square too, that like perfectly fit your graham cracker, literally why we created evolution, I swear. It's so good.
If anybody has had these, I would love to hear your review. These are the stuffed puff filled marshmallows, and they have a whole little like brand of them. So I got to get my hands on some.
There's a certain time as an adult that you realize that there is actually just marshmallow cream, and
Yeah, we shouldn't have it. We shouldn't be allowed to have it. It should be prescription only for sure.
oh,
Yeah. Fluff is
Out
the
here, they
best.
make beers with fluff. We have fluff IPAs in San Diego. It's a dangerous thing.
They gave us
I
air
do-
fryers and they gave us marshmallow by the spoonful, and it's just like, who do you want us to be? Do you want us to
The
be 400
Antichrist
pounds?
is upon us.
I respect our ancestors in the way that they've manipulated sugar into these 20 different ways that it can exist just as sugar, but you've done something to it. Like, you know,
Applied heat, applied love and heat.
the first day there was toasted caramel. Like, what a day to be alive.
That would have been pretty amazing
Salted
to
caramel.
witness that.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're like, no. I'm gonna put butter with that, and we're putting it over the fire. What happens then? And then it starts to bubble up, and like, let's be honest, it's not too different than black tar heroin at that point. But our ancestors were like, I'm eating that. It smells delicious, regardless if this is gonna kill me. And you know, we've been winning ever since.
We've been winning ever since.
Oh,
Can't take me away. You can wheel me out.
anyone have a non-Halloween announcement that they need to throw out into the ether?
Only one I got is make sure to go vote. There's lots of resources out there.
Next Tuesday.
Find all the stuff, but next Tuesday, make sure you get your vote in now or do it then. Cast that ballot.
Also,
Please.
if you have a really crappy place that doesn't have enough stations, go find your early voting and don't care. Go and get your vote in, because we found one. There's one in St. Charles today. 300,000 people, and there's 2 polling stations up there.
That's freaking nuts. That's nuts.
2 stations. Like, my hometown has like 6. Like,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
ridiculous. 30,000 versus 300,000. Like, it's awful. So, find a way to be an American and actually cast a ballot, since we hate everyone. Look at there. Look at these.
Mailed it in, and I got the email back from the registrar's office. Your vote has been counted. It's so cool.
Ooh, fun.
Wow.
Text message to my phone. We received your ballot. You have been counted.
Mine went
Thank
in
you.
the mail today, so I'll get that text tomorrow.
I mailed mine last week, so I'll never get the text.
My write-in vote for Ross Perot will get in very
I tell you, we're
soon.
gonna make this.
My mom would be so proud. It was the most active I've ever seen her in an entire election. So
Our
proud
entire
of Ross
generation was like that. I don't understand why he didn't win.
We had a
Got
lot
close.
of like local measures on our ballot this year that sparked a lot of conversation inside of our friend groups of like, what are we voting on this local measure?
Feisty was like,
actually
what do
gonna
we do
impact
here?
me.
Also, if you're voting, there's a lot of great web resources like Ballotopedia and different spots, because you need to look and read the language. They are actively trying to mess you up at all point in times, and it's awful because it's really hard. You have to reread these things a couple of times. That stuff saves me, because I'm like, oh, hold on here. Is this a double negative? I can't. What am I actually
Vote
voting
yes
for?
to say no.
Yeah, how many times did they say no in this one sentence? 7. Okay, that's a septuple negative. Got it.
See, what I do and
Really
how I
easy to
vote.
fact check your own stuff. Gee, please just do it.
I drive by the house that during Halloween doesn't have any decorations up and has all the vote no's and yeses on their lawn, and I can tell by how lame they are that I need to vote in the opposite of whatever they have posted.
Dude, I do the same thing on the ballot. Feisty and I were talking about this. We look and see, what is the Christian conservative voting for? No, I'm not going to vote for that.
It's an easy way,
Yep.
It's
This house has no fun. I'm gonna vote the opposite of the way they're voting.
a little witchcraft. Yeah, so
But
our
no, do Ballotopedia. Don't do that method. That method's probably not that effective. Do Ballotopedia. Be an
tomorrow
informed voter.
we have our campaign finale of Stormforge, so we're gonna gather and have a final meal together. So super excited about that. We're losing Ed and we're losing Drac to work contracts. We love that. We love people getting work. But yeah, we won't be able to go on any more adventures currently on our normal Wednesday. So we're kind of using our live show at GCX to be our spiritual send-off. And once we get wrapped up there, Merrowstrand once again has to pick up the slack and take over for their last arc, which is great. We love it.
The older brother will take care of things.
They will never ever catch up to your number, and you just remember that. I'm gonna lord over them tomorrow. I'm gonna make a lot of Merrowstrand episode 60 jokes. You know,
That big 6-0, man. How does that feel?
I didn't even give them a number. I gave them a finale.
They don't get a number.
I didn't even give them a number.
Wow.
Yeah. Since the last session was an hour, and I found out that we were done, it was like, okay, here we go. I'm not even posting this hour episode that we had. Oh, by the way, we're also done. All right, hey, good. Rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll.
We love them though. We love them. That just means there will be a new show in the UK hour at some point in time when me and Bife actually get done planning it. Other than that, we need to pick back up speaking to rocks as our party has sailed out into the high seas in search of Krak's clan. Upon arriving, though, finding deep, oily portals to the deep below and a whole lot of pissed off elementals. You guys have firsthand experience the living threat that is now in this part of the ocean. Vanquishing Lorthos finally, the second risen, the Tidewalker put back in its place, hopefully for the last time, until I forget and use that sweet Kraken art. We're gonna pick back up with everybody either on the reef, on the vessel, or floating out in the ocean like our favorite bear.
They're pedaling back.
You guys,
Hey, you doing okay out there?
Looking for the bare necessities.
Do you need a rope?
I'll
That's
get
right. You
there
got them
eventually.
shoes.
he doesn't look so good.
A little bloody, yeah. That's probably I need some downtime.
You know, just because the ocean's in some sort of disturbance doesn't mean the sharks ain't gonna show up.
I'm trying to get there as quick as I can.
Why did you have to put the sharks thing out into the ether like that?
I gotta be worried about something.
Hal's gonna dive in and just patrol with you.
See, actually, that is also a threat. Saltwater crocodiles, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Look at it.
That's why we have a bigger saltwater crocodile.
He's a big boy.
In my experience, not all crocodiles are nearly as hospitable as the one that Bud keeps. You know,
I mean, that's fair.
When Pal gets here, can I persuade him to do a little croc surfing?
Pal isn't here.
Oh, did he get vamped out?
That's right.
Oh, that's
would've
right.
had
He
to-
took the big hits.
I would have had to have pulled him back. I haven't done that yet. Okay, that's right.
I'm just going to continue paddling.
I forgot about that.
I'll
I
throw you a rope.
go to Snap Pal to send you into the ocean to go with you, and I realize, oh shit, that's right. Sorry. And then I go off to the mast real quick and do a little summoning to bring Pal back onto the plane.
I want to say that canonically, when Pal returns, it's like flat Friday. Like
He starts with flat, right, for sure. And it's just like,
Yeah, he's always very self-conscious. Like he gives you the eyes, and then he gives Akiko the eyes, because not knowing how things end, and all of a sudden returning to whether that's a detriment or it's a success. It's a concerned gator face.
ugh. Oh, that's sad to think about. I don't like thinking about that sad thought.
What does he see when we're...
But he sees
Well, no,
all
he's-
of you, so like, yeah, like I would say that, like, even though he's definitely flat in it, he's like the tail's like boom, 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 when he sees you and Kiko and the rest of everybody else. You know, very active, happy, like.
That's so sad to think about. But yes, he's happy now.
I'm here for your existential dread about your pet that could be resummoned. I mean, if he could never die, we need to at least have the regret of like,
he's got to have some sort of cost in there, right? Yeah.
Maybe I don't ever get summoned again. And like there you got to meet like it's
Where does he go when he's
he's waiting
not
for you.
dead?
I mean,
like he's just on some plane, just
waiting.
Gosh.
Gator plane.
It's just dark.
The coffee that you get while you wait for your oil to change. It's that kind of waiting room. There's a little bit of anxiety.
No.
There's that.
I have no idea what they're gonna come back with. Yeah, I know.
They always have house hunters on the TV.
It's like the waiting room for Beetlejuice, just a bunch of familiars just all hanging out in a room.
Yeah.
Really bad lighting, a brutal receptionist.
Oh,
One's cut in half.
House Hunters is on because Brenda just likes to daydream.
She'll get out of this town one day.
One witch light 120 at a time. Hey, sugar,
Watch
your
this town
Nissan
right out of my
Citri's
head.
done.
I like the largest like stamp collector thing too, where it says paid, and then she gets this ka-chunk.
Oh, that's awesome. What about you, Mr. Tien? You're currently over by the reef. How do you proceed?
I was gonna go throw Tarben a rope. I mean, I said that earlier, but I think it got drowned out. Like I'm just gonna, he's got to climb himself up, and he got cut up and all that. So I'd probably just like fly back, get a rope, tie it, and just like toss it out to him when he gets like towards it, and just try to help him get up, since he's probably got like a pool of blood as he's like swimming, like following him. So it's just like this like line of red and crimson.
I got little feeder fish picking up my fur.
Yeah. And then while I'm kind of doing that, I want to look. We had a trail of dead fish like that we were kind of hitting, and there was a lot of it, and it looked like it was coming kind of from the land, but then it looked like it was like getting like either sucked into like the abyss, like deep below. And I just kind of want to see if that like, if there's still like that uniform kind of trail, or if it looks like there's like it's starting to dissipate, or it's just starting to spread, or like, does it really seem like everything's kind of cleared out now that like it seems like all of the danger is gone?
The sea of dead fish has been pulled into the deep below. So we don't have this, floating catastrophe of death anymore. But that also means that it went exactly where they wanted it to. And it spawned a kraken on top of you. So there's definitely that looming in the back of your mind of what has been stored and is in waiting for us now, other than just Lorthos. And if Lorthos can come back, a kraken that has already been vanquished before, what does that mean for other sea creatures that had long since been known to have been vanquished?
I think just pondering that, you just kind of look over and see the like coral island creature thing, as well as the big boulder guy, and still unsure like what the process is here, and it's just kind of like just keeping an eye, and then just waiting to see kind of what happens, and kind of like looks at Akiko, and like, she seems to be like communicating effectively, so he's just gonna kind of let her handle it, but he's just kind of helping Tarben up, and he's just kind of keeping an eye out for anything that might be aloof still or amiss.
Just pull my big ass over, and I'm gonna sit down on the deck of the boat, just sprawled out, leaning up against the back. It was fun being in the air, but I kind of hate that goddamn kraken. If we never
Should
see
that be the last time we deal with that?
Do we really have a choice?
Makes you wonder.
Next time we kill it, please, let's fry it up for calamari and eat it.
Yeah, that is ominous that it's not here anymore. It's like it got sucked back into. I didn't think about that. I don't like that.
I felt something big was coming through. I didn't think it was going to be that son of a bitch again. Deep Below is so desperate for warriors that keeps rehashing and bringing back all these pain in the asses we've beat before.
Well, maybe that's a good thing. We already know how to beat them. Now they're just recycling.
That's
This is the one case I don't want to reduce, recycle, reuse.
I don't think that that's a good thing at all. But what are we gonna do about our friends?
We are a rock friend can give us a bearing.
He also mentioned something about like what was going on. You might know something. Now he's a friend. We can talk to him.
The Risen Reef has sunken back down into the ocean proper and is providing essentially a step stool for the new elemental that you've interacted with.
Well, the last he told us was that he was very upset that your people destroyed this place, so you might want to tread carefully on asking him.
Also,
I said you ask, not me.
Didn't you mention something about him, like, feeling the effect of something you did soon or something?
Feeling the effect that I did?
You had mentioned that, like, something you did to him above table, you cast, like, calm emotion, and he said not to mess with his brain, and then eventually that's going to wear off, and you were worried about when it wears off what
Don't
he's going
speak
to
too
do.
loudly. He doesn't know about it.
I'm not saying
It's
that.
already off. What are you doing? Why would you bring that up?
There were 36 seconds left of it, so it was perfectly timed. That Galeb Dur is going to just kind of blanketly stare back at the rest of you. If you want to roll an insight check while he kind of rotates that thickness that is his boulder head that's almost slapped onto his giant traps.
Just trying to read his face. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. What does he think? Start us off, I guess.
at 20, baby. Hey, that's I'm looking. What's he thinking? What's going on?
Where are all the lonely rock people? Oh, where do they roll?
He's really top decking us. Okay.
If there are any pieces left that are lodged into the front of the vessel, you would see him slowly removing that debris and placing it back into the ocean. The ship literally self-mending behind it. As out of combat, your Fey Galleon has enough magic to mend itself back into place. You can see Dylan with a very concerned look on his face, wondering if there are any side effects possibly coming from the literal entity that has brought him his magical abilities. But eventually, all those pieces of stone are removed and settle back down into the ocean. And you can tell there is a absolute calmness and refreshing azure to the rest of the water that just wasn't there before. The cleansing of the water elementals have not only removed those dark tide pools of the deep below, but they have seemingly restored a small bit of this reef. Thank you. Thank you for your help. As this time, the Gale of Dur is speaking common.
Did you bamboozle us?
I have not. This is not Caleb's voice.
Okay. Who are you?
I have but many names. But I am the spirit of these islands.
Krak shrinks.
These are but my vessels. Honorable as they are. They know no different. For the ships they have seen have only taken and not given back to these islands. As the spirit of this place, I grow weary. Without restoration from the island itself, we will all be lost to eternity. I thank you for your help this day. It has been long since visitors fought for us. The times that we used to be in union with the people that lived here are long gone.
So you're saying there was someone before the goblins? Was there another goblin way of life?
Of course, there have been many before the goblins.
Can you tell us where they are and what happened? That's why we're here, in part.
Even before the goblins, too many have taken from these islands. We are not an infinite resource, and we aren't large enough to be held as a cautionary tale while others simply move further away. The islands have nowhere to go. We sink or we swim. And too often today, we sink.
Question is, how do we turn the tide? We've seen how a change in ecosystem affects even as far away as my homeland. When we rescued your place, bud. Dark Below is here now. Who knows how long it takes to reach my island, your home, Merrowstrand. We don't take this advantage now. Got a little bit of clear water. We need to find a way to make a lot of clear water.
Yeah, the your water elemental friends, they seem to do a really good job of cleaning up the place. Is that really taxing for them to do, or is that something pretty easy for them to do?
The elementals that you fought with today have expended their existence.
I was afraid of that.
It is their charge to clear and cleanse these waters. They fulfill their duty willingly, but at great cost. The goblins that you speak of, the dominant population to these islands, have run out of resources. The fissures they have created deep within my veins have triggered a corruption that I cannot stop. I can only calm myself for so long, but my veins run hot.
You're saying, are you the volcano?
Part of me, yes.
Oh, I've never talked to a volcano before.
Let's try to not make him yell.
I don't want to make him do anything. I'm basking in the impressiveness of this being.
You wouldn't like us when we're angry.
I apologize for being rude. My name's Bud. This is kind of our little collection that we call the zoo. We got Tarben here, Krak, Christian, Akiko, and Dylan. Do you have a name, friend?
I once did, but that is lost to time. Let us not dwell on our labels today. Warden of the Sea.
Yes.
The Caleb looks over towards you first, but then it does look over to Dylan.
Ouch.
It's secondary, and you can kind of see like even the rock elemental form can't hold a complete poker face when it looks at the juxtaposition between this, literal immaculate bronze dragon paladin warrior and largely Snoop Dogg with a wild magic problem. Shall I say wardens of the sea? Never has the time been greater. But I regret to inform both of you that the time of saving me is far gone. You need to warn the others around my island. For I do not foresee an outcome that is not utter destruction. I have never felt such rage. The cycle of birth, death, and rebirth is always that of the islands. What I fear as caretaker for my time, that this death will be far too strong. I cannot control myself for much longer. The goblins will not get far enough away. All will perish through these islands. The seas will boil. My blood will spill and pool and scorch this earth. And the roots of my corruption and disease will flood to the surface.
Is there any way we could talk you out of that?
Oh, Rock Speaker. I wish there was a way. But these forces are far out of my control. As the plane of fire and the deep below push further from their depths. One feeding off the other. I cannot sustain my fight against them.
So you have us rescue the goblins and flee.
Even though it is their destruction that has been the crack inside of my armor. They know no different. They do not deserve to perish.
Krak like comes from behind a mask and goes, hi, a goblin here. Mr. Island. Point of correction. We do know better. We just forgot.
Like many of these inhabitants of the islands before you, I have always tried to give my mercy and grace. For it is the union that helped us both survive. Now the balance has tipped far from ringing that scale one more time. Even if you were to teach the tribes the detriment of their ways to change things, it will not save me, nor will it save the creatures of the sea.
We came here to stop what's happening with the fire plane, the tear. I know the Deep Below is using that, and in turn, it seems that both are using you, or what's left of you. Are you saying there's no way to stop it?
The plane of fire in its relentless march will use these islands as a conduit to bring them and their world closer to this plane. The Deep Below feeds off of the scorched earth that they will bring.
Goblin again here. Do you think that my tribe was corrupted by the Deep Below? Is that something maybe you can feel?
Your tribe was corrupted by their own greed. These islands are a finite resource. They far outgathered what we could provide.
That's kind of what I was afraid of.
If you had to like guess roughly how long until you think you might not be able to stave off this explosion that you're feeling brewing inside of you?
My rage grows stronger every day. It is not months, my friend. It is days.
Okay, but not hours. So that's kind of good. I was afraid it might have been hours or maybe even weeks. So that feels good. We got a little bit of time.
Krak peeks around the corner again. Goblin for the third time. Where did they go? Are they heading towards your open wound? The volcano, guys, the volcano.
They're following the ruptures that relentless drilling have caused. My integrity is broken. And my rage will flow through the many veins that they have created.
I guess like through all this, we never actually like looked at the skyline. Can we see smoke on the skyline?
Absolutely can see smoke in the sky in a center island.
Why would they go towards the volcano?
Not all of them are as smart as me.
The goblins are not around the volcano.
Yeah, that smoke you're saying is coming from the fissures, right?
That smoke is coming from the volcano, yes.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're heading towards the ruptures, he said?
No, they have been pushed in this archipelagos to the ends.
Oh, okay.
Well, would we have your permission to kind of explore around on these islands? I have a feeling it might behoove us to go meet up with these goblin folk. And I don't know, I have a dreaded feeling that we may need to make our way inside of the volcano. Is that gonna be okay? We do that?
Explore at your own peril.
Okay.
I cannot control when this fit of rage will hit, but nothing will be left. I have never felt the anger that flows inside of me.
While we're poking around, is there anything we should not do?
You should not be here. You should leave and abandon this cursed place.
Cool.
As
But what if we
these
could
islands will
uncurse it?
die and these oceans will boil.
They're saying this is a rescue mission if we want to try and save your people, Krak, and then flee and warn everyone that a war is coming.
Is there anyone besides the goblins in these islands? Besides, like, can't save all the bunnies, I know that, but
These tribes have made myself long uninhabitable for everything else.
God really knows how to
Coral
make you feel
around
great.
me continues to die. The fish have swam deeper waters. The deep below have claimed the dead for their own. There is only but a spitting image of what the islands before me have left.
Go ahead.
I don't know how much this is gonna mean. I'm really sorry. That's it. I'm just really, really sorry.
I was once sorry too. But now I only have and you see that rock pause and lock up.
Caleb?
As you see it as it too loses its ability and it crumbles back down into the ocean. You can see as it breaks apart, there are these lines of magma that spiral through it like spider veins. And as the rocks fall apart in front of you, you can see them sizzle and boil with the water around them as they settle down. into the bottom, burning into that coral reef. As Galeb expends himself just like the other elementals. It seems that the state of the island itself can't even hold and manifest its own elementals for very long before, no matter what, they return back into the sea or the rock island itself.
Bud looks at Tarben. Do your islands also talk to you, or is this a unique thing for this archipelago? This feels unique.
Honestly, between ayahuasca and some other crazy tribal shit that we do, I've heard the mountain speak to me a couple of times, but never the same conversation amongst multiple people.
No, that is not true, because you have seen the lights, and the lights have actually spoken to you in the Aurora Borealis that told you it was not your time to go after your true rival.
Telling him that now?
No, that was clearly a plot point at that time. That was made pretty clear to the rest of the crew. That's why it wasn't time to pursue and go further in, and why you left the Caliban Islands.
It's to be believed. It's the same reason that we didn't go back. This isn't us heading into the fiery depths of the volcano. It's us saving as much as we can before it all goes up.
Yeah, about that, I had half a mind to bring it up, but he seemed pretty hell-bent on wanting to make sure that we knew that it was just smarter to leave. But if I recall, Chikios was also pretty adamant that we should do something to try to close one, if not both of these portals that these entities are opening. Otherwise, this explosion will be destruction for much wider area than I think even our island entity friend is aware of.
How do we heal a volcano?
I don't know. I have the sense that it has something to do with this fire plane portal, but I don't know where that's at. I don't know how to get there.
I refuse to believe that somebody can't be saved. And we clearly saw that, like, that's a somebody. Whatever's going on, that belongs to a somebody. That's a thing. It's a being.
He sounded like he's been fighting it for so long. And no offense, but they just hurt him even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win a battle when you're the only one fighting. You don't have help. And you have an entire collective of people just wrecking your shit. Eventually you're going to want to give up, but like, I'm not going to listen to that dude. I won't let him give up.
Which I think I also do agree with. We may need to lay out some priority things to establish first. I feel like priority number one is we should probably go connect with your clan so that we can make sure that they're done.
I disagree.
More damage.
We got to get him to stop. We got to get him to stop. So one way or the other.
I disagree. The damage is already done. They're on the outskirts of the island. The fire portal plane, this invasion or whatever it may be, is and should be the priority if the plan is to try and stop this cataclysmic event. That seems like the source. In my eyes, at least. They've already destroyed and depleted the island. I'm not saying we can't go to them. We can, but if this island is going to blow in a matter of days, what choices we make from now until then determines if we're still here when it goes off.
So you want to go
Or
knock
not.
on the volcano door?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if we're going to try and ignore the warning and do something, we could have 2 days. We could have a day.
I don't totally disagree with you, if only for different reasons. Like, I think that priority number one is stopping the big boom. But priority number two is making sure another big boom doesn't just happen the minute we fix a big boom.
I guess part of what I was getting at by wanting to connect with the clan first, to one, make sure they're stopping drilling, but also to make sure they know they need to leave.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
if you want your pool to stop being pissed in, you got to clean the pool and tell the kid to stop pissing in the pool.
Yeah. That was why I was thinking that, but I do also agree about the urgency. I mean, we don't know how quickly that's going to take to convince them to do that, and that could be wasting valuable time versus just trying to go right to where this pressing time bomb is ticking. So, I mean, man, I see what you're saying.
That's what he said. These goblins know where they've been drilling. There's a chance to talk to them, tell them to leave. Maybe they show us a way in the back door. And we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Think about it logically.
That sounds
It's a
like
rescue
plan.
mission, and it's a prevention mission. We can't go both ways, but if we go to his people, they know where the bodies are buried.
Or at least the path to find those bodies.
We might not
They
have to
know where
go to. We might not have to go to them. And Krak pulls out the 2 scrolls that he got from the Fey guy. One of these, I can start the conversation. The other one I can spend tonight. Make sure I can keep the conversation going.
How do you mean?
This will let me talk to someone I know. I can pick anybody I know, but I think I have a good idea. It's going to be one of the worst conversations I think I've ever had. I can use one and begin the conversation now. I can use the other one and infuse it so that I can continue to use it without having to burn scrolls or money or anything. I can just infuse it into some random object. It'd be the boat for all I care. A talking boat.
Oh, do you make a boat face? Okay, yeah, that's an option.
But it seems like we need to go that way, and I point to the smoke, and we were told that they're like that way, and I kind of point in a random direction because we didn't really figure it out.
Yeah. Outskirts.
Yeah. So unless we do like a big loop-de-loop, you know, it's kind of going out of the way when we have the opportunity to just start chatting.
I mean, I guess I'm not opposed to that. I get the sense that you're a little apprehensive about starting this chat.
Well, I get to pick one of three people that I'm very familiar with.
Okay.
I get to pick love of my life, who destroyed me.
Okay.
I get to pick the lore keeper of our clan, who destroyed the whole clan.
Okay.
and has led us to a terrible place where I get to pick the bully of the clan who leads it by force and who's just a downright dick.
Hmm.
And it's one of their two greed that led the goblins to where they are today. Goblin leadership is not supposed to last that long. That dude's been in place for as long as I can remember.
I like the idea of trying to get time saved, but all three of those individuals kicked you from the clan, exiled you.
Mm-hmm.
If you reach out to them, what makes you think they'll give you any information at all?
There is no guarantee that anybody will, no matter who I reach out to. Within Goblin Society, we don't have families. We don't have loved ones. We don't have friends. You just have the tribe. You don't establish connections like we've established here. There's not reliability. There's nothing where you can just kind of lean on and be like, hey man, remember that time I helped you out? You want to help me out on this little one too? Yeah, we don't. Goblins don't subscribe to that. It's kind of a free-for-all in like a weird guided chaos way. It's one of the reasons I really never fit in. I always thought it was a dumb idea. It's an idea, and why can't it just change? And I found out the real truth.
Often those in power want to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
I know something about that. I think some of those conversations need to be in person.
They do, but do we want to go for the shock factor, or do we want to like ease it in?
How many times can you communicate? You said you could use one of them, and then you could spend time to do what you do.
Yeah, with the infusing, I don't know. It's gonna be a kind of a crapshoot, depending on how successful I am.
And the time you use now, is it like you get so long of a conversation back and forth? How does it work?
Basically, yeah, it's kind of a, I say something, you say something back. Cool, we're done.
So it's like once.
Basically, as far as I was, when I read this thing. The great thing about like stupid magic like this is it doesn't come with a list of instructions. It just goes, hey, do the thing and the thing will happen.
Yeah.
Wizards just assume everybody knows this crap.
I don't think you reaching out as a voice is going to gain much traction. I think if you're going to use it, it's to find out where they're at, so we don't waste time searching for them. We can just go there.
That was kind of my intent, yeah.
Hope that they have some sort of knowledge or information that they're willing to give us to help stop whatever infernal plane situation is happening. And if not, we convince them to leave. And if they don't want to leave, that's their fate.
Yeah. I will tell you that if you want something from a goblin, you gotta have something in hand first.
I hate to say it, Christian, but I don't think being a good cop, bad cop of the ocean is gonna work this time.
Are we thinking bad cop, worse cop?
I don't know what I'm thinking, but I just don't think that we have any jurisdiction out here. Even if the island spirit knows who we are. I don't think the goblins are gonna care.
I'm not saying that we are their authority.
Well,
I'm just saying that we need to warn them.
You kind of gave me authority when you deputized. It's I've been reading the manual.
We do.
We had an
some
island.
respect,
It's the first
yes.
time I've ever been addressed by an island spirit before.
I give Dylan a fist bump when he says I've been reading the manual.
A heavy fist bump back. I'm just saying that, if Markos were here,
Yeah, Markos isn't here.
He'll be back.
We have to figure this out. Us, here, now. So what's your thoughts, Dylan? What do you think we should do?
Dylan's gonna turn and look at you and give you a bit of a side eye. He's gonna roll insight.
Tension amongst the ranks. I love it.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Give me all your info.
suck it,
My
nerd.
social security number is 139.
That is the insight from the Fae.
Dylan's finger guns just became real guns.
Snoop's been hitting the good stuff. He sees everything.
What is happening?
I think I
See
could
color.
work here all day.
What's he inciting? I know he's inciting me, but like, what is he inciting?
He detects an error of frustration that isn't him. He thinks that there is a greater agitation to you than just normally demeaning him. What?
That would be accurate. Christian's kind of got a lot going on right now.
Christian's got a tood.
Well, I think he's gonna walk over towards you. Whatever rage is boiling up in you, and he's gonna say this privately as best that he can. So I will go ahead and I will roll my stealth. Oh. Well,
once 20s, bro.
We would
hearing
all
it.
like to roll to listen.
Yeah, I don't think we
just well.
I think the rock elemental's gonna hear this.
He walks over and he licks your ear.
The lore keeper in the southern end of the island's like, wow, that's some shit.
That's messed up, bro.
I think Krak and his crew's here. Like, it's just
are you playing worst cop right now? Is that what you're doing? Is that?
I don't with a natural one. It's just you got some anger in your heart that I'm feeling. Got some rage boiled up in you, and for once, there's a volcano that's hotter than you.
Krak is just like snapping.
So no, I don't know what to do next. But I know being an asshole about it ain't gonna help anything. So yeah, maybe I do want to think about what Markos would do. He's probably the only person that's come close to saving an island before. It'd be nice to ask him how to do it. on that note, Dylan will storm off to another opposite part of the ship to hang over the side and look towards the islands.
Okay. I'm sensing
Get off of
a
me!
little bit of tension.
Oh, hey. Blueberry is going to be on. How can I say angry when I look at you?
It's true. It's true.
I know. I'm sorry the Deep Below took all the fish. You don't want to eat those anyway. I know you like carrion and whatnot, but there's a difference between eating rotten fish and occasional poop, Blueberry. All right.
And undead fish.
So I'll float this out. I don't necessarily know what the harm is in trying this reach out method first. Worst case scenario, they just either ignore you. I guess another
Or they're dead already. Problem
Well,
solved.
I mean, we don't really know where we're going anyways.
I feel like that just kind of makes sense. I don't know how we are gonna close a portal to the fire realm though. I'm struggling with how to close portals that other entities are opening. I don't know what to do about that.
Well, so far we've been successful, but we have to find out where, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Worry about more rocks along the way, because like you said, he can't really control them. We'll be fighting everything.
Yeah.
Krak, we need your help. Your people. You reach out to them. Get us a bearing. Our grumpy wheelman will put this thing windward. We'll sail to him. We need help. I have every faith in our team, but against a mountain, against the fire plane. We won in Boghala because we pulled from what Boghala had. We need to find out what the archipelago has. It's got your people, and you're our connection. You need to give us a heading. We need to head to their island. We need to make them believe if we have to trade actions, we will. We need their help. They're the only ones who know how we can get to where we need to get. Keep that from exploding as he points over to that smoking mountain in the distance. Muster forces. Support is the only way we survive. They're the key.
Okay. Like right now?
Need a heading. There's a lot of islands in this archipelago. We know they're on the outskirts. We need to know which way we're headed. And to you, my green friend. We're gonna beat this mountain. We need your people. And we need you right here at this moment. Get us a bearing. We'll work together to figure out how. We can't stay here in the middle of the ocean debating this forever. Who's it gonna be?
Okay. And he will put one scroll in his pocket and sit down, crisscross applesauce. Open up the scroll of sending and cast it. And he will pick. He'll pick Anks.
That's the ex-girlfriend, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Hit her with
You-
that you up.
You you begin to hear very sharp syllables, and it almost sounds like he's saying the same word just once and then again and then reversed. And it's basically like 2 or 3 syllables that he keeps repeating as he speaks Goblin to his goblin girlfriend. And
I need you to give me the first 3 sentences via your scry.
you want me
Or
to
I'm
type
sorry,
it
not
out?
your scry, but your sending. No, you can just say it, and
Okay.
it's okay. It's just the first couple of sentences.
Okay.
Also, ex-girlfriend, but just throwing it out there.
Wow, rub it in.
I wasn't gonna point it out.
God,
you know, while we're on it.
so we're gonna get a T in. Hate. Let the hate flow through you.
This is the old Tian that I know.
Ian's not in a good place, y'all. That does not help his mood. That whole interaction has got him not happy.
I wouldn't want to get dunked on by Dylan either. You know?
Wild.
Yeah.
So,
a 20 and a, oh no, oh God. Yeah, go ahead.
Wild
no.
magic.
so Krak says in Goblin, "My love, I've written so many letters, and all of them have found their way into the fire. If only this could be under different circumstances. I heard the war cry.
Roll
I fear it's a-
persuasion with disadvantage.
Oof. That was
I'm
Krak
assisting.
at persuasion. Oh, he's not terrible.
And the reason why he is excommunicated, it's his ex-girlfriend.
Yep. A lot of things stacked against.
Yeah. They don't have to accept the communication.
Ooh, okay.
17 ain't bad. Anything you want to stack onto this roll, you may do so.
We'll go with a 6.
Have we reset cards since last one? Or are we still on the Kraken order?
No, you're out of that encounter. You're on to a new set.
All right.
Crack, you have full D6, 8, and 10 then.
I'll throw a d6 on there for a 2 for 19.
It's not bad for disadvantage persuasion roll.
Yeah, but like,
Oh, I can't believe
be on
you
our side.
chose a D6.
I know. The dice tell a story, we don't.
With a 19, you're going to have a distinct pause. And you will hear back in Goblin in a voice that you don't recognize.
New boyfriend picked up?
how does that work?
Oh?
That will say one above all.
He's like, I'm going to my notes. I know who that is.
No, I already know who that is.
I had to go
I
my
don't
notes
rec-
to find the phrase out.
I don't recognize the voice.
Don't recognize the voice. It is not who you think it is when you hear that line.
Mid-sentence.
The
Practice.
sending is still up, by the way.
Krak just like stops mid-sentence. And switch it, and it was one above all. Was it in Goblin or Common?
Goblin.
And everyone sees him pause for a moment. And he kind of looks individually to the four of you. And in Goblin, he responds with, "Who is the new one above all?"
There will be a long pause. Almost long enough to where you believe that the connection has been lost. And you hear a name that you don't know. And I'm going to DM you the name.
Okay.
Arconin.
Damn it. So,
Sirach.
Barris Galarum. Dude's got a thing for short green.
so Krak's
I should have been a green dragonborn.
his entire demeanor changes. And you kind of get the idea this might have been who Krak was before. And instead of being inquisitive and curious and bubbly, he goes into almost soldier mode. Worker bee, ant. And he responds in Goblin back. I heard the call in the wind. Goblin reporting. Tell me where.
The one thing that you all notice is that he has only ever mentioned single named members of his tribe. His name is Krak. You know
Thanks.
his X's name and Anks. But this name comes back and it is two-part. It is longer and different. And then you guys hear the same code that came over his armor when he first heard this call to war. It undeniably points you in the direction of where his tribe is at on the skirts of these islands.
You doing okay there, Krak? Your voice got a little tinny. Robity.
We have a problem.
We have a lot of problems.
Did she not?
Yeah.
Did she not talk back to you? It sounded like she was talking to you.
Somebody did. There's a new sheriff in town.
Like this, Sheriff.
I don't know this sheriff, and that's not normal.
Oh, okay.
We
The sheriff's name being two-part will identify 2 different elders of which they have killed to ascend to that spot. As the name itself is not familiar, but they will continue to daisy chain the elders or the goblins into position into their own name.
So, one of the downfalls about being a goblin is you don't got a mom and dad. One of the great things is you know everybody who lives near you. You know everybody who lives in that tribe over there. You know everybody that lives in that tribe over there. This person's name put together like this, it's not their name. It's a name that they took.
How do you take a name?
By force. You take it from someone else.
And then what do they get?
The same way you take everything from in Goblin society, you take it from someone else. And unfortunately, when you take a name, you take a life.
Oh.
You guys hear that code stop, and then there are multiple voices. Kintsugi! 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 And the communication stops.
And there's another problem. So I explained why I got kicked out and how I got kicked out. I didn't explain that there's a way back. And that's the reason I found all of you. I was looking for my way back.
Why do I get the sense that I am a bartering chip at the moment?
You are not.
I'm feeling like a lamb right now.
You are not. You never were supposed to be. Nobody was. The idea of Kintsugi is you bring something back that makes the tribe better in repentance. And then you start at the bottom again. So whatever you bring back has to benefit the tribe greatly. And only the tribe. It cannot benefit you. It has to only benefit the whole. And I was looking for that. I was looking for that thing. I never found it. But apparently, I did. Now I got to figure out what it is.
And you don't think it has anything to do with us or this giant fey galleon that we're on?
I mean, I'm not going to, I'm not going to eliminate anything, and I don't like it.
Okay.
You supposed to hand this thing over?
Not willingly. Nothing's handed over. But if I allow them to take it, then that shows my repentance.
Did I hear that right? There was a direction that was given with this most recent code?
Yep, you guys have the correct coordinates to where the rest of the tribe is at.
I've already marked it on the map and so waved it up for Dylan to grab.
After hearing what Krak just said, Bud's going to be a little bit more alert and head to a railing and just inspect in that direction. looking for anything approaching, looking for anything that may be also observing us, things along those lines.
Also, sometimes goblins give themselves as kintsugi.
That sounds not nice.
Yeah. All of the things are obviously taken. Anything that they had on them at the time. Their life is taken. They can fight for it. They usually do. And then the rest of them is taken. Spare no expense. Spare no parts.
Dylan is going to come strolling with Blueberry, feed him a couple of cracked open pomegranates. So, ready to welcome you back with open arms or what? You tell them the bad news that they don't have to leave, but they can't stay here.
That's what I want to do.
Well, I only got a really one question. How are they going to help us with all the holes they've created? I mean, I'm with you. I am. I'm not. I want you to get your closure. But what are they going to do for us? What are they going to do for this island? And how are they going to respond when you show back up and tell them that this shit stinks?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, yeah. You ask the roommate to leave, and then the roommate comes back and tells you, "No, you leave," and kicks you out of your own house.
Well, I mean, the house is on fire, so that's.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. Is, yeah, we just go with the "it's gonna blow" move.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most that we can do is tell them that, give them the information, and then do what we need to do.
You gonna be able to walk away from this?
I did once before. Maybe the second time's easier.
I don't know if there's anybody that's going to give you good advice. It ain't the rest of us. He points over to Tarben. You two are the only ones that have had to walk away from home.
Tell you right now, you never walk away from home. It's always with you. And Helmsman, you have a direction. Suggest you set sail.
His people don't talk to him like yours do, Goblin. It's not that easy. Your ancestors, they were. You told me they were one with the island. When they spoke, the Caliban Islands spoke to you. There's no harmony here. What the hell are we gonna do? What if when we show up, it just gets worse. Maybe they want that thing to blow. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to plug all these holes. And even if we do, volcano's going to poop itself out somewhere else. Akiko, they teach any of that geomancy while you were up on the university? Because we really could use some control over here.
I'm more of a sky person.
All right, we've come full circle. Dylan's gonna look over at you, Christian. I get it. We got around to your point. We don't know either. Somebody's gotta have a good idea on this boat. Dylan's gonna sit down next to Pal. I'm with you, big guy.
I think we have two options. Option one. Well, I think Krak has two options. Option one. We go to the coordinates. We try to save your people. We figure out whatever's going on and we try to convince them to leave. And if they don't want to, that's on them. If they try to stop us, I'm sorry, but we have bigger things to worry about. Option two. This is your choice. We don't go to them. And we either leave this place and warn everyone that we failed and an army's coming and war, or we try to find this portal and stop it. These are your people, Krak. There's no good solution. And Dylan's right. I'm not Markos. I don't have the answer. We're all just trying to do the best we can with what we're dealt. But I'm not going to deny you your right to choose. But you choose. What do you want to do, Krak? And like always, whether it goes well or not, we'll have your back.
I stick by my statement that I said about the rock guy. Everyone deserves a chance. Everyone deserves a second chance. I'm not speaking about me having a second chance with them. They deserve a chance. Misguided and selfish and just downright gross. Yeah, they are. They're still alive. They still have thought up here. They still have something in here, even if they deny it. They need to know.
Okay. Dylan. Set course for those coordinates. Krak's people, we go.
You got it, Master Warden. Come on, pal.
By chance, was there anything noteworthy with that 25 perception earlier? In that distance?
What do your frog eyes see?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you
You see water.
yeah.
You're on the wrong side of the boat the whole time.
There's definitely land over there.
You can see there's land and there's things on the land.
Tree.
No, I would say it's a lot
No, those are
like
gone.
checking out a factory from afar. You can tell that there is smoke, not volcanic smoke level, but there's definitely artifice machinery running over there.
Okay.
And there seems to be no shortage of pools of the deep below in that direction.
Got it.
He froze with the O
Froze with the O
face.
face. Show him that O face. I definitely relay the deep below pools to Dylan and help him navigate those as we start heading in that direction.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, but if you look a little bit to the starboard, yep, the starboard, yeah, you see the fish. Yeah, I think that's more of those pool things.
Why is it always got to be shit in the water? The last time we were navigating around these things, there was all the toxicity that was in the water. Now it's all this again. We can't get away from this shit.
Yeah, but we learned some cool things. We got the reef on our side. The boat heals itself, so that's kind of cool to learn, right? And you've become such a good pilot.
Heal itself all the time. I did these repairs. That's my wild magic next to its wild magic, which is our shared wild magic, all of which I have trouble controlling sometimes.
I'm just saying it's coming together real well. You're doing a good job.
Some days
And
you
I
wake
believe
up.
in you.
Some days you wake up, you're a swamp samurai. Some days you're a Fey Warden. But I don't know what's gonna be today. But we're gonna try.
Well, I'll be your extra set of eyes, and I'll hop my way on up to the crow's nest to be on lookout.
You see that, pal? Look at that. And that right there, that's ship captain crew. That's good stuff right there. I know. I want some fresh fish too. I can't exactly going around spearing dead reefs and a bunch of dead fish and all these black. I promise we're gonna eat. We will eat some fish. Right? I promise. I pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
My God, your
He
cold
doesn't
little
have
gator
pinkies.
talons. Got the little small digits. Oh God, Blueberry! Don't hit me in the back of the. Ow! God, I'm gonna tear a meniscus. Oh, you're too big for that shit now. God, he's a little bull in a china shop. Oh, God, that beak hurts too. Oh. You're way too cute. You're like 600 pounds now. Krak! Blueberry's hungry again. I can tell it. He gets glassy-eyed when he's hungry.
I know it. You're gonna eat me out of house and home, I swear. I gotta figure out how to create food out of nothing. I saw a wizard do it once. It was amazing.
God, what a horrible thing to keep to yourself in a world that seems to struggle trying to feed and shelter itself. If all the wizards could get together and really kind of get rid of the world's problems.
It's really weird because like you would think it defies all laws of physics. So it's got to come from somewhere. But also the really weird side effect of it is it really just depends on the taste of the person who cast it. Man, that wizard had terrible taste. Everything was bland and bitter.
But
And it was all chicken. It was so much chicken.
But there's another. I mean, hey, beggars can't be choosers. You know. Hey, at the same time, why are we burning wood in fireplaces? Look at all these people that can produce flame. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Oh man.
These are the things that I lay awake.
This is my anxiety stress nights.
There seems to be 0 point energy all around myself, and everybody's greedily hanging on to their spell slots at night. People are going hungry.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Make a good berry, okay? Ah. It's
Like the best thing ever is when I got Akiko to charge my battery one time. I never knew that was a thing.
I thought Akiko was gonna explode my battery if I didn't stop the wild magic. I almost had a Dylan battery.
I would have bottled you.
Call it Everstorm.
That's so refreshing. All right, see, pal, this is how we set course. I know it's gonna be awkward for you, short hands, but look.
He also doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, but I've seen him work that gator snout. He's proficient. He's opened up Akiko's door like 1,000 times.
He's also got that cool tail trick he does. I don't know if you want him running the wheel with that, but I think it's just one velocity.
Somebody's got to learn it, and by the time it's past his bedtime, he's hanging out with her. Okay,
He's a big sleepy boy.
he's just a mama's gator. What can he say? After all, I mean, what if him and Bug cuddle? It's just cold. Ew. Maybe a
see,
little
like,
sick.
Heat lamp.
You see,
He goes
Crack
down
just
to
kind
the
of like
crow's nest.
Crack just like stares off and
Hey,
goes,
lamp.
"Huh,
Dude, you're
never thought about that."
You're, that's what it is. You lived in the days of the electric blanket. You know, Akiko's probably got the biggest electric blanket out of them. This is what it is. That's been the canon this whole time. We didn't know. He's been leaving you for that
Finding a heat source.
I know I can't provide for you in this spoon, okay? Bud's bony cold ass. Poor dude.
Oh god. Slimy, bony, cold.
You're gonna make me secrete.
Anything else that you guys would like to do in this location before you guys pull anchor and
We're gonna
head?
hide all our valuables.
Good luck with that.
What valuables?
It
my
didn't. It
valuables
wasn't
are
gonna
on
take
me.
me long, but you know,
Yeah.
anything I think Krak would.
Don't worry about him. It's his people you got to worry about.
You have a
That's
half a
what I'm saying.
bourbon barrel of banana cream pie. Bourbon
It's
barrel
open.
banana cream pie. Yes.
That benefits the
Open.
tribe.
It's gonna spoil. We better finish it tonight.
Oh no, we gotta eat it all right
Second that.
now.
Oh no, I'm
Hold on,
drunk
Dick,
off
get a
banana
spoon.
cream pie.
Oh, I think it fermented again.
No.
Oh no,
Oh.
stepdaddy, so many cream pies.
Oh no, Christian's drunk enough to tell us what's on his actual mind.
Oh look,
Everybody
he's
saw that
actually
reel of
speaking.
the girl realizing that she was fermenting her sugar water and getting all the birds
Oh,
drunk
yeah.
in her backyard.
Change your hummingbird feeder.
They're drunk. They're coming to black out. That one was so good. No, I think that's all Krak wants to do. He is emotionally spent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. if Christian still had hair, he'd be like on the side of the ship and he'd be doing that, like wringing his hair, like just like totally like, what the hell am I doing? You know?
I was gonna say worried or like Fabio.
No, like
If-
worried, like just not Fabio, but like just kind of like,
He's counting his gray scales right now.
yeah, he's just like,
if Dylan is or if Christian is going to remain by himself in seclusion for a second evening, Dylan's gonna go and find Akiko.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
No,
What I was gonna say is, once I got Dylan on the right track, got him lined out on a good way of avoiding at least most of the ones that I could spot of the deep below portals. If I saw a Christian still doing his thing down on the railing, I was gonna pop down next to him. So we haven't really had a chance to kind of unpack your whole god thing. I felt like I noticed though that you were kind of jiving when we was fighting that Kraken. So is that feel like you were getting more connected, or how you feeling, big guy?
no. There's no the connection's not there. I'm on my own.
Which, I mean, I guess it's not like a horrible thing, right?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm not. I guess you could say it's. Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. Bud, you pretty much have your entire existence knowing this presence is there. And then it's just not. And I have their gifts, I suppose. But that feels strained, not dormant, but it's there. I can use it. But the presence is gone. The push behind it. It's like the ocean. It's there. You can swim in it. There's no waves. There's no movement. It feels and looks off. And
Because you were feeling that way before Chikios brought it up. Is that right?
yeah. There's a unique bond that happens when you become a Dragon Knight. When you take that oath, you become one, in a sense. You're not yourself alone fully anymore. You give up a part of yourself in a lot of ways. And that part's missing. Sort of. I don't know how to describe it. I've never felt it before, the absence. We're taught that the absence makes way for what's below. And what's below, that's the danger. That's the entity that changes you. Those are those moments. He kind of glances over towards like Akiko. Those are those moments where that draconic greed or lust for power takes root. And you want to claim that for yourself. I don't feel that pull now, thankfully.
But it's felt stronger recently.
It's always there. Dragons in their nature. I don't know, but
I guess part of what reason why I was asking some of the questions I was is, I don't know, it seems like there was a Christian that I knew, and they'd done a lot of growth, development, really established a kind of a path forward, it seemed like. And then news came, and then things changed. But it seems like from the outside, all that really changed is knowledge. And from what it sounds like, there was this connection maybe dwindled already. You might not have known that it was there. And then it was Chikios that just kind of showed that to you. I just wonder if, not saying that it's not important, I'm not saying that it's not something that we shouldn't help you with by any means, but I don't know. I mean, you're still the same dude. Now you just happen to know that your god is trapped, I think is what I remember you saying. It's besides the point.
I don't know
Does
if
it make
I
sense
am.
what I'm saying?
I don't know if I am the same person. And I don't know what is happening. And every ounce and fiber of my being wants to just go, wants to leave you all and go straight home to find out what the fuck's going on. Because a part of me is missing, and I don't think that's what you understand. Because you don't have what I have. And we're working on it. Faith, belief. But this is a core to me that very few people maybe understand. But I also have a duty. I have something thrust upon me. I'm head warden. I have you all. Krak needs me. And I don't have the answers, and I am lost at sea. Sometimes quite literally. And so right now I'm taking it hour by hour. And all I can do is tackle the next problem in front of me the best that I can. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. Whether we save his people or get annihilated by this volcano, I don't know.
Christian, I need you to roll 2d20s. Keep the lowest, because this is at disadvantage. And I need the modifier to be your paladin level. So plus 12.
Need the modifier to be so negative. So negative.
Okay. First roll. And second roll. So 18.
18. Currently, you do not have access to your smites. Also, your Holy Avenger will not proc on legendary or mythic creatures during your crisis of faith. As you stated, it is day by day, hour by hour.
Better fix your shit, bro.
Where's the story in that?
Dude's gonna have the shittiest cloak and a staff running around this island. Don't fix
Wilson!
me!
Wilson!
Oh, Rashad!
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that feels like. And I don't know if I ever will. And I think that's okay, because I can still see that you're hurting and that it doesn't feel good. I mean, I can pick up on that. There's half a brain in you that does want to not be here. And so I'm very appreciative that you are currently. And I just want you to know that I want to help. I don't know how to help yet, but I think we'll figure out a way. And as for advice for how to live without faith, I'm your frog.
Don't.
Definitely know how to navigate that part of life.
No, bud, no. Stop saying that. You cannot say that any longer. You do a disservice. You are a champion to a god. You need to own that. You want to know how you can help me? Find your faith when I don't have any. That's how you can help.
No, and I will continue to do that. But just as difficult as it is to think about a life without faith, it's difficult to take those leaps when all you've ever really known are empirical truths.
Think about a life without Pal. That's your life without faith.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm missing my pal.
I don't like that at all.
And he's gonna turn his shoulder and back to you a little bit and kind of look out again. And you're gonna see him kind of like look down, and you're gonna see his hand kind of start to crackle this energy, this kind of blue and golden light. You're gonna see his eyes kind of flare a bit that you've seen before, and then you're gonna see it just kind of sputter and then go out. The same with his eyes. And he's just going to kind of grip his hand closed. And he's just going to kind of turn and walk away from you. And he's going to head inside.
Man. That did not look good. And Bud will just head over to Pal. Kind of sit next to him. Oof.
Not having seen any of this, Dylan's gonna go to Akiko.
Yeah.
Akiko, where are you at?
Like I said, I'm in with our stuff. Listen, the goblins are taking everything. Like I'm just gonna put it in barrel. Like really, just kind of. I'm hiding our things.
You're in the bilge organizing.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
Everything's sad out there.
Everything's sad.
I'm gonna go on my search for Akiko and finally ending up down in the bilge and seeing you anxiously organizing.
It's not even like really, I'm moving things from one side to the other. Like there's nowhere to put this stuff. So it's very, she's mentally unwell.
It's giving mentally unwell.
You know, you just, there's no hiding that stuff. You just kind of moved it from port to starboard. Like you're just moving it.
But they might overlook it if it's over here. See how like the light kind of like hits from this direction, and it just, I need something to do.
Oh God, she really is mentally unwell.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry. Fuck. It's your own words. I'm sorry, that was really rude.
No, it's fair.
Well, you know, this is so much easier than actually talking, you know?
I know, right?
I never
People
realized.
think it's so intrusive, but oh God, it just relaxes your face muscles. You can lay back.
I know, I clench my jaw too much.
Yeah.
I'm always so stressed. Speaking of stress, the lonely dragon's being the lonely dragon again.
Yeah, I forget that you're kind of new to this little Christian tude that we have come to know.
I thought this was a new thing.
Oh no. You sound a lot like me. Our first couple of missions were kind of crazy.
Oh. Well, I don't know what to cheer up boss man, you know. I seen you talk some sense into him before, but I don't know, it feels like I can't help anybody else. Somebody's got trouble with their ex. He's got trouble with his god, his boss, you know. He's taking it out on Markos. I didn't even hear.
think that one still hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But I think that he would be rather proud of us that we're sticking around a volcano that's about to explode just to save the ocean and everything else with it. That's very Markos. Very Markos.
He'd be literally laughing under his breath the entire time too. Man, he would have loved this.
You know, it's the first time I really get stood up and said something. Man, I love when Markos would chew his ass in public. He never had to go, go private. He'd be like, you know what? It's time to kick out of it, Mr. Tien. But he's not around to do that anymore. I ain't quite got the credibility to do that.
I've definitely learned that as much as he likes to run his mouth and talk, he listens to us, yes. But it's the things that we do and why we stick together. Because let's be honest, we all talk a lot.
Do I?
Oh, you know. No.
Oh, you know.
I talk a lot?
No.
No, really? Oh God, does everybody always think like there was you done it to me. Now I have something to worry about. Is everybody always thinking that they wish I wouldn't say anything else?
One calm. You're in your brain.
No, now I'm out of my brain. You have removed my immersion. I can't concentrate. Are people? Is that what's going on in there? Like you guys all have a conversation. Oh God, I wish Dylan would show up or not show up. Shut up! I can't even speak. Where's that banana cream?
And I'll just kind of point around, and I am unsure. As I've probably moved things around to a point where I don't even know where I moved it. We've all lost it at this point.
It's your microphone. Yeah.
Oh,
It's doing the fuzzy thing.
Oh God, I thought that was.
The cell phone's coming out of it.
I thought we were getting another transcription from the goblins. I was like, I don't know. I was trying to listen.
Is that
but
AT&T?
I like how all of us are like looking at our own gear going, is my cell phone too close to my Go XLR?
That's the real truth. I have taught everyone to fear their own setup.
I look at what's.
I was looking.
I go, oh, it's coming through this channel, so it's not me. Got it.
Oh, you're sure that there are no people under the floorboards?
I wouldn't even touch anything this time.
It sounds as if it's your microphones.
Yes.
Well,
Throw it out of a window.
One guy in this group gets a VW. All of a sudden, we all have German accents.
Whatever, Mr. Audi.
Das Autis.
okay. One thing at a time. By the way, hey, like, take a break. You're just getting yourself all exhausted for no reason. If they're gonna take our shit, they're gonna take our shit.
Well, I can't sleep. Can you sleep? We can't fish.
No.
There's nothing to eat. I can't eat any more pie.
What?
Dylan, I can't do it. I don't even like it.
I was fine until I looked into that gator's eyes. He broke my heart earlier.
Yeah, he does
I
that.
just want some fresh fish. Blueberry would eat the boards off the side of the hole if we gave it to him.
I just hope Blueberry doesn't eat us. He doesn't talk a lot.
What?
To be fair, he kind of scares me.
He's what? He's a, he's been raised by a mad scientist. What could possibly go wrong?
But we've been gone. He's been an absent father. This man's been living on the streets.
That's kind of a goblin way. Like, if there's anything any more goblin than that, it's kind of the punk rock lifestyle. Like,
No, he's much better than that. I said absent father, not no father.
I
right?
can see him with a leather jacket and a handful of patches.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. I mean, look, what do you think his dad's gonna teach him when he gets old enough? You're gonna see the first owlbear with a pink mohawk. It's gonna be awesome. A couple
First
of earrings.
ranged owlbear.
You ain't gonna take this shit from nobody. You already have to take shit from nobody. Maybe it'll be blue. After all, blueberry, yeah. Blueberries are kind of more purple. I don't know really why we call them blueberries, but that's kind of like, hey, when you're thinking about that, like the whole, like, you think that, like, maybe you could be like, help out with the world's power every now and then. Like, hey, you can control the storms. What do we all got so much to worry about? Why are we fighting over resources? Why we're okay, I get it.
Oh, not everyone controls powers. A lot of us are new. A lot of it's abused. When you have something like that, other people tend to want it.
Well, but if I could reproduce the same thing over and over again, I think I would try. I don't have that fortune.
Is that not what we're doing?
No, every time I do something, it's different. And if I don't clench hard enough, it all goes off the shitter.
I mean, it may be chaotic, but I mean, it's worked out so far.
Luck. A cup of coffee this world runs on. All right, well, I'll leave you to your reorganization, but eventually we're gonna have to get to the source of this sadness. Realize we cleansed an entire city of ancient evil fey deity, and it was not enough. So I don't believe that a volcano is gonna make it any better either. At this point, the feather doesn't matter. He's looking for a whole new cap.
Like you said, there's just always something. This is our something right now, and
I don't know, maybe
there'll always be something else.
Maybe after this, maybe he does need to go home.
There's a good chance that'll happen, but just like we all give each other the chance, it's his choice to make. We just follow him.
But he never talks
You
about
wanted
it.
in this, man.
We don't even know what food's over there. Like, he didn't talk about anything except for, like, the most boring shit on the planet, like duty and deity and thrusting.
You
and I
weren't
don't
here for his meditative phase. Don't even. Okay? You know how many times he tried to just get me to sit and stare out of a window?
True. But I hear that's back when they couldn't get a candle on you either.
Yeah, well, like I said.
And you didn't roll anything on the good table. You just kind of exploded. I mean, yeah, I looked at the files.
Looked at the files.
I mean, were you in my journals?
No, gods, no. I was never in your no, I'm not that kind of janitor. Okay? No.
My school?
Well, yeah, everybody's. I mean, nobody's really asked me about how I got into my situation. Everybody always just wants to cut my toes off. Nobody has ever said,
listen,
hey,
I
Dylan,
wasn't there when that happened.
How'd
I
you
just
get
came home.
co-opted into this crazy conspiracy? You're not the only one that Ferris Claire moans.
Well, he doesn't own you anymore.
No, he distinctively owns the mortgage in the house that my family doesn't live in, thanks to the wife that you have provided for them.
Eh.
But they won't. They're on an island too. And this shit runs downhill.
We tend to make a lot of messes when we're cleaning things up.
True, but I mean, look at the beautiful mess that Tarben is. The greatest mess, probably. The most legendary mess. The man who refuses to clean up his mess.
He's a clean bear. It's just hard for him to get it all clean.
He was literally within an inch of his death, and I saw him be thrown 60 feet into an ocean, and only thanks to the fact that everything else is dead in it was he not swallowed up as he continued to bleed out before he kept swimming back to attack the thing.
I really don't know how he makes so much blood. It's like, that's gotta be his big superpower.
No, I think he's got the same thing as you. He's not mentally well. He's not.
Maybe that's why we work so well. We just kind of fit all the pieces together.
Like I said, it's one big zoo around here. You're right.
What kind of animal does that make you?
I think everybody thinks they're the zookeeper, and then they realize that they're just another rat in a cage. Yeah. How did I talk myself out of talking to... Oh yeah, I talked too much. All right.
Maybe you didn't want to come down here to really talk about Tian. Maybe you just wanted to talk about you. It's okay. You don't have to fix him. You just have to be there.
Roll a persuasion check. Advantage.
Aha!
Oh God. I am trying to fix him. Ew. Good. Point noted.
You are his fellow warden, his right hand. Just be a shoulder. That's enough.
Thank you. Thanks, Akiko.
And stay out of my books.
Yeah, that was yeah, you're right. You're right. Not my finest hour. I promise I didn't say anything. I didn't see anything. I'm not that kind of guy. Hey, I promise we're getting fish tomorrow, okay? Fish tomorrow.
That's a promise.
Yeah. He's gonna walk up the steps and gonna look left and right.
Just because it's so ironic, at this very moment that you guys had that conversation of, yeah, I don't have to fix Tian. Bud is spending, like, it's just been sitting in repeat in his head of find faith when I have none, find faith when I have none, find faith when I have none.
Everyone's trying to help Tian and realizing that they're so messed up.
Well,
Like,
nobody can hit a
none of
divine
us are
intervention.
capable of doing it.
I don't know, maybe he's got a point. Maybe, and this is Bud talking to Pal, maybe I should try to, I haven't talked with Naga Shah since I think I've even left Baghala. I don't know, maybe tonight's a good night for that. And I want to spend about an hour trying to set up a ceremony that I have learned through some of these previous druid teachings. This would be the first time he's ever done one, but he's gonna kind of make
I
some
druid
paint.
craft a snake pentagram.
He is. He's gonna kind of make some paint, and he's gonna use Pal as the surface to kind of cast this ceremony on. He's gonna use kind of the top of his head, start some of the symbol drawings.
I'm sorry, I just got an image of Pal and Miss Piggy makeup, and I'm like, this is not the.
Okay,
I'm
you're
sorry.
Nagasha, and I'm Bud. Okay,
I let the intrusive thoughts win, and I had to share it for a second. Okay, I don't know why my mind put him in drag makeup, but I was like, I have to get this out right now. Otherwise,
you're gonna be Glam Nagasha, and I'll be Bud, and I need you to get in character.
Sitting down, looking up at
Smack
you,
me.
little eyes. You're dead.
shout at the
Cool.
devil. Yeah.
But no, I am gonna I'm gonna spend some time and draw this this ceremony piece up, and once it's kind of all laid out, he's gonna sit down kind of in the middle of all this drawing on the back of Pal, take that staff out, which is his main connection back to Boghala, not using the staff to commune with the committee, but just using it as a piece to kind of connect him back to Boghala. And he's going to close his eyes and say a prayer to Nagasha. I'm still working on this, so this is kind of new still, but and my friend is really struggling. And I don't know how all of you guys are all connected together, you and some of these other gods. But his faith has been in a dragon god, and Ulrashan, and it's come to light for him that he's been disconnected. And I don't know, I just watched him walk away a little less powerful than I've known him to be. And I don't know if there's any way that you can help with that or give any insight, but he could really use it. And I think I could really use it too. So, yeah.
Go ahead and choose 12 consecutive numbers.
69. No. 60 to 71. Right? That's 12? I believe that's 12.
Yeah.
Now! I will luck it if you'll let me.
Your own lucker card.
Yeah, I got my own luck.
Got it.
Get my
Now!
own luck. I don't need your luck.
Dude, it's hanging out in the 40s these days.
Ugh.
Hey,
Until
nothing wrong
I
with
guess-
40.
Until I guess 40, and then it changes. Oh, wait. I did not have any innate lucks left. I did need to use a card. We haven't long rested yet, so I did have to use a card.
I got you, bro. That's what they're there for.
As you've taken the time to set up this entire ceremony for the first time, using your own druid craft plus ceremony, you are going to sit silently after just the barrage of thoughts when you first put together this ceremony. Eventually, you wait long enough to where even your sleepy toad eyes are starting to fade.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Still here.
Your mind clutter. As you open your eyes, you see an astral projection of Damien sitting next to you in the circle. I do not contain near the answers of our God. But prayers do not always go unnoticed. You call to her, Bud.
Yeah.
As her champion. What do you seek?
Yeah. I seek to restore some of that strength in my friend Christian.
Kristen's oath is his own. He calls to the ancients. But not to all ancient one. Your faith cannot instill or break his. He must find that call inside himself again. Just as you should not give up on Nogashaw. You did not give up in Balkala. She will not give up on you.
Thank you, Damien. I think that really actually made a lot of sense to me. And I appreciate you coming and answering that prayer. Feels good to be heard sometimes. And I know that that's out of the way that she just needs to communicate. I'll keep the faith.
May Nogashaw bless you.
And she you?
She long has. He reaches out his hand in friendship.
Bud replies back in probably the most confident handshake that you've ever seen from Bud, where there's no shaky hand, there's no having to wipe the secretion off his hand first. He just immediately goes up. and clasps it back.
And much like every young Sigma-Nu that we get that comes along as a freshman and we give them the secret handshake, he smiles and gives you the 2 fangs to the wrist.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, I like that. And with his incredibly long frog fingers, Damien feels them in his elbow, in his the top of his forearm.
I am not always as serious as everyone thinks. And
I
he
knew
will
that.
smile with his headdress, and as his forehead touches your forehead, he fades back into the astral.
Oh, that felt kind of good, pal, as I like kind of come back to into my own body, sitting next to pal.
There is a small totem in the place of where you druid crafted this ceremony, and it is a simple vine woven wreath of the circular infinity of Nagashaw.
Ooh, like the Ouroboros, the snake eating.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, what is this? I'll pick it up and kind of unclasp the same necklace and charm that I have had for a long time. That is my main connection to Pal, and I kind of slide it on as a new charm so that it hangs in the front of that necklace, and then put the necklace back on.
Anyone else doing anything else on your ship before sleep takes hold?
Krak immediately, like, once everybody, we had everything that was going on and everybody kind of like dispersed in their own ways. He just kind of like looks around and goes down to his room, brings Blueberry down and goes down to his room. As soon as the door closes, you see the back of Krak's armor kind of open up and unfold, and he steps out and a portal opens up and some little pixies fly out, and the suit of armor walks itself through the portal. And Krak hands over a couple of jars, and you can kind of see in this portal that there's already kind of jars stacked up. And then the portal closes and his armor is gone, and it's just him in his room. As part of the new feature, the armor, when he disrobes, goes to a different plane. Krak is taken to using it also as a storage facility.
You're a cracky Stark. I love it.
Goblin Infinity Prison Wallet.
And he'll let Blueberry find where he wants to sit, and Blueberry circles once, circles twice, circles 3 times, goes for that like half sit, half lay down, and goes nope, circles another 2 times, and then finally like curls up, and Krak plops himself in the middle of that little curly Q, sits, leans back against Blueberry's. Blueberry falls asleep, and in Krak's lap is a very simple but very perfect box. The edges are all smooth, so you can't rub it on anything. The surface of the metal is perfectly pristine. It's not shiny, but it's not dull. There's no seam anywhere you can see on this box. He lays his hand on it, allows his warmth to, go over the surface of the box, and as he does, letters appear. And all it says on the box is the answer is the answer to the question to everything in life. And he leans down and he whispers a single word, and you hear a pop. A seam appears around the box. He opens the box up. Inside there's a book. And he starts going through the book, as this is the chronicles of the goblins that he stole. And he goes back and he looks through and he finds the history, the true history of the goblins. And how they were supposed to be a nomadic tribe, never staying one place for very long, because they understood that what they did hurt. And somehow, at some point, that got buried under propaganda. And then he flips through and he finds the pages on Kintsugi and the scrolls that he actually added to it. Whereas Kintsugi was to give back to the tribe in order to earn your way back, the scrolls he said is Kintsugi is to repair what's broken, but better. And he closes the book, puts it back in the box, seals the box back up again, whispering that single word. And then he spends the rest of the night infusing the box with the sending scroll. He's going to infuse the indestructible box with a sending scroll.
Oh yeah.
Hack the planet.
I assume a Tinker's. Like a Tinker roll or
Pass fail. Just roll a 20.
oh, okay. Add advantage.
No, a D20.
Yeah, I will use an advantage card.
Okay, I'm sorry. I saw.
Good man. Good man.
I looked over
how
at
do you-
Bud's number.
How do you do the advantage for the? Oh, right there, advantage button. Boom. Roll.
Oh, good thing you had that advantage.
Really
That was-
glad for the cards.
Terrible. Terrible. Can I add to it? Just flat?
There's simply no connection on the other side. And if you try to merge these items, you realize that you cannot send this out to the goblin's location.
So all I was trying, like what I was trying to do is make it so that I can cast sending on without using the scroll. So I'm not looking to communicate anymore.
So you're
Infusing the item so that the item is basically like a sending stone.
Yeah, he had like 2 sending scrolls, and he's trying to write one down in his own wizard book, in a sense, so that he has access to it. But he's being an artificer about it, like his class.
yeah, but it's a book. This was more of like
on the not on the book, on the box that holds the book. So it's still an inanimate object. It's an indestructible box that contains the book. It's the box that I made through a what is the Mind's Eye card many episodes ago.
in this case, What I thought you were attempting to do was try to put the collective knowledge of the book in towards a send to your former tribe.
Oh yeah, no. That's an awesome idea.
He's like, oh man, I wish I would have thought of that.
Let me read you a bedtime story.
Yeah, I literally thought you were about to become, the Tokyo Rose of your people.
Ultimately, that's probably my plan, but not now.
In this case, you could use your tinker tools to do this infusion without a roll.
Okay.
That's not a problem at all.
Perfect.
Now, in order to send all of that information via this new using that
know.
idea.
Need like a 14.4 baud modem for that?
So, and then once that's done, I open the portal again as if I'm calling my armor, and I place the box in the armor. And I give one of the pixies a high five. See that one of them's already drunk, and I just close the hole again.
One of them's just mega hot Julia Roberts. You don't get it's just
Mega hot.
timeless.
Yeah, the Hook era Julie Roberts.
Yeah. Making you feel weird about Tinkerbell.
Never feel weird about it.
Listen, the cartoon Tinkerbell made me feel weird about Tinkerbell, right? And then after that, Krak will just curl up with Blueberry in his little croissant hole, and
He lets out a big old yawn, and you can hear his belly rumbles.
I know, buddy. I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna figure out how to continue to feed you.
But it's not the rumble you think. It's not of an empty belly. It's one full of banana pudding.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you can't snuggle with your pet in that way.
I scoot a little bit more towards his face.
He looks up like, why me? Not me.
It's like when your dog aims their butt at you on their bed, and you're like, no, we're turning you back around, buddy.
Yeah. Obviously, that smell is not me. I mean,
I love when dogs get surprised by their farts. It's my favorite. When they're like, who did that? Did that? And I'm like, bro, it was you. It was always you.
Master, who farted on your sheets?
Master.
Tarben, is there anyone that you would like
I mean,
to whisper sweet nothings to?
no. At this point, when Dylan came up on deck, he would have seen Tarben on the quarter deck, just bleeding out into this circle of salt, and hearing him chant this very guttural melody of.
What the f is everybody doing tonight? Jesus Christ.
Is he saying that loud, or is he saying that to himself?
No, that's in his head. Jesus, Lathander Christ. It sounds like he's about to cough up a hairball over there.
Merrowstrand's in retrograde.
I hear that and I just laugh from down below.
Oh, God. Hey, you know what? If I can't look at your shit, never mind, Ace. You know what? You're at your own risk. The longer you stay up there, the more you're at risk. That's all I gotta say. And his sleep takes all of you. The Fey Galleon firmly in control. The butterflies doing their work. Even a sleepy gator getting to doze off. That's not in Miss Piggy makeup.
Your head. My head is.
Firmly non-canon.
Oh, Kermie.
His big Miss Piggy lipstick. Got the wig on. He's got a Sailor Moon costume. Okay, it's done. Intrusive thoughts are over. Krak, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
We're so good at these.
You're so wise.
Not terribly.
14 ain't bad. You begin to slip into a rather mundane dream. You hear the sound of the ocean, the smell of the sea salt, the sound of the market. You're on the front porch of your house back in Merrowstrand. Posted up, arms on the armrest, just enjoying the breeze. And on the other side is Markos. And you don't say a word. You guys sit and rock on the front porch for hours as the sun rises to start the day. And that's your whole dream. No other segments. Just two big occasional smiles and wonderful solitude spent together. And when you wake up to start the day, you remember every bit of that morning spent together. It doesn't fade. Doesn't need to be written down in a journal. He was just there the whole time, like you said he would. And the sun begins to rise in the same spot with those God rays pouring in as that galleon heads towards your tribe. And that is where we will pick up next Tuesday.
Can I add
Markos
one
is
more?
gonna make it back. It's happening. It's happening. The seeds are being laid, chat. You're watching it happen.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as Krak, whole time he's awake now, he's smiling. And his room is as you would expect. Organized chaos. Piles of junk, but he knows where every little bit of junk is. And as he's getting ready, and just before he walks out of the door, he touches what seems to be a pile of junk by the door. And as his hand grazes by it, you can see the symbol that Markos wore on his chest, that he took off of the armor and replaced when he gave the armor to Christian. And he brushes his hand by it and just says, I knew you'd be back. Closes the door and goes about the day.
Let's go!
Hell yeah.
Let's go!
Strong. Love it.
Ah,
Got me in my
some
feels
good
over here. Got me in my feels over here. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. All right.
You're not crying. I'm crying. No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm fine. I only had 3 hours to build up for a good old cry. So
I feel like
good.
next week is going to be very
Yes.
emotional.
We're headed into a torment of crying as we get to Krak's land.
Crackland.
Oh,
How
Just
that, like,
emotional messes.
the dream is literally my perfect day with my friends. You know, Rob and I had this a few times now at cons. We're awake in the room together for like 6 hours. We don't say a word to each other. We're just spending time together. That's it. It's my favorite activity to do with Amanda. It's my favorite activity to do with anybody. Same room, do whatever you want, but we're spending that time together. We don't have to talk. It's my favorite thing.
I didn't know how long I was gonna wait before I worked it in at some point in time with Markos. I was like, oh God, this is gonna happen. I was like, when's the perfect time? When he definitely needs to know that there's a buddy that's there.
Love it.
I saw IceRocker just grab her blanket and start curling up.
Oh, and I blame Kyle Preston because he makes the most emotional music on the planet. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
the music was rough tonight, dude. Way to
I love it though because it helps me get there. You know what I mean? Like
for
when I
sure.
hear it, I'm like,
Oh yeah,
you
That's
know,
what it's there for.
yeah, big time. God, those were so good. Campaign.
Find faith what I have done is a good quote. That's a good quote.
So
That's a
good.
on the spot quote, dude. Very
So
well done.
fucking good.
Well done.
Oh, so good.
You didn't like my kids pissing in the pool reference?
Also very good.
hey, that was pretty good too.
Something that your grandfather just says like out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell is that? And how does that make so much sense?
Why is that also applicable?
Yeah. I was a little emotional too. I was like, oh man, I'm feeling some things tonight.
I'm feeling
Okay, let's
That was good.
let's get out of this scene. Like, I was like, woo.
There's
Happy
a few
Halloween.
So
Imagine
many-
if we did that in costume. This would have been silly.
goodness.
horrible. There was a few times like I heard my therapist in my head was like, no.
No.
You pause and you work through the emotion. You don't try and speed through it. That's how you turn into a blubbering mess.
Cause it's thrilling. the deep low. Dancing the night away.
So good. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, I never really had any intentions of tying the deep below into what we were gonna do when we came out and visited Krak's tribe, let alone how this arc of the fire plane opening up over here. But now we have like this worst case scenario
It's not good.
of, the shittiest yin and yang of two things feeding off each other.
Yeah.
All the while, Christian really needs to get back home. And the longer that he doesn't believe in himself, the worse that it's gonna get.
Yeah, the losing the smites and like from a mechanic standpoint, horrible.
Ugh.
Emotionally, watching you walk away with a sputtering little flame was like,
Hey, you know,
God forbid we had to
I like
close
the
any more
dramatics.
portals.
I messaged Rob. I don't even think he's seen it yet. But
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
I did.
I'm so glad you did that. Like, I was like, it's gonna suck when we fight, obviously. But you know, I was
I'm just glad you said it the way that you said it. That it allows you to have good days and bad days, and it's not just a blanket like.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're effed and you can't do anything.
Yeah, like it's just my crisis of faith is this until I go back home. No, like you can have your good days and your bad days, and I think
Well, that's really what a crisis of faith really is, whether it's a faith in something you believe in or faith in your somebody's humanity or whatever, or like a crisis in a marriage or whatever. There's good and bad days. It's not just all bad days. Like there's some days where you're like, oh, we got this on lockdown, and the next day is the worst day in the world.
and
I think we've all been in therapy sessions too long. This is it's bleeding.
this is my therapy. I don't know
This
about
is
you.
my
guys.
therapy. That's
I have Elven Curry too far to go for this.
My weekly therapy session right here with my friends.
Yeah. Honestly, until about 2 years ago, D&D was my therapy.
what do you mean I talk too much?
No, it was yeah, I was actually wondering, and I was like, when Bud came up, I was like, man, when it first started, I was like, I feel like he's like the last person that is gonna help Christian get through something.
I was
like,
so pumped. I was like, this is great.
That's exactly why I knew it needed to be Bud. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
I was just like, you know, and then it was like the dichotomy, and like as my brain was going and we were having the conversation, it was like, you know, and you were like, well, hey, like, you know, if you ever need someone who doesn't have faith, and then like immediately it just popped in my head, and I'm like, bro, you're a champion of a god.
Yeah.
You can't not have faith.
Yep.
You know, like you like that is the antithesis of what I literally embody. Like I can't not have faith. I can't not have this part of me.
You have what I want.
It was like no, you can't say that. I was like, you need to have faith when I have none.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's where it kind of popped in. So
And it was perfect because I really didn't want Akiko to have to go back and talk to him. I wanted it to be the conversation about talking
This man
about
keeps
Christian.
bringing up that he wanted to eat my power.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
he's got a look in his eyes.
I did that because I also think it's important, right? Like there is this duality to Christian that we haven't touched on at all. Like, you know, so far that like there's always that looming possibility. So it's like, you know, like that, and I think that's like through D&D in general, or like any kind of like storytelling where it's like when you have these people that are the hero or whatever, and they live long enough to see themselves become the villain. It's like when these moments happen, that's when the evil, quote unquote, or whatever, that's when it works its way in, right? Whenever you're at your weakest, that's when it starts pulling at your strings. And, you know, to me, like I always am open with Rob, like, do whatever, hurt me. Like, you know, like I want to tell a good
Hurt me,
story,
Daddy.
and like,
Hurt me.
you know, it's like, I'm here to tell a story. So, you know, yeah, like, you know, like, let's just tell dope shit, you know?
Yeah. I don't have to be the hero at the end of my story, and I don't have to live at the end of my story.
Yeah.
And
Let's just tell
I'm
awesome
okay with
stories.
that.
Adam's
Yeah.
D&D character degradation kink has always been at its highest.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I just have to tell him it's okay that he's a good girl. And that's,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm not gonna step on you today.
Hey, I had my good girl. Okay, Gaston was the best.
Gaston.
Okay, like
oh my God, he showed up when I was looking through the new updates to D&D Beyond and their maps, and Gaston was like, yeah, I got to hear your voice in my head as he popped up as a playable token.
I'm a goblin.
Because they're all stored in there.
Very different goblin than Tim's, and I love it. It's
Very
like it's just
different
like the
goblin.
dual. It's like very different, and I love it.
He
Yeah.
was destined for middle management.
Aren't we all?
Too real.
I'm
need a
very
penis.
excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the next episode. Oh,
Most
man,
of the
Tim,
time
I
when
hope
we
you're
run
ready.
into people's family that doesn't love them, it's usually an Adam arc. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was in with Arconin and Tormund. It was an Adam arc on that one.
Yeah.
I hated that dinner. I still do.
Yeah.
I actually thought about that like when I was in the car the other day, because like it randomly came into my head as like, oh yeah, that's right, I completely made a guy go mad by just like using message to scream inside of his brain during that dinner because he wouldn't shut up. And so I was just like, oh, he just hears the sound of bees really loud the whole dinner.
The worst part about that was finding out your father was always, he's an asshole, but he always told the truth. Your mother gaslighting you and not actually loving you the way that you thought she did was the worst.
That was the dagger.
Horrible.
But now look at it.
It's a good episode. Back in Torben's Quest, it is distinctly evil. And
yeah, that's when we started really pulling on the strings in that campaign.
Man, it is. You want to get out of that house. It's not a good.
And then we kind of got trapped in there.
Yeah.
Because the Rakshasa showed up.
Oh, hey,
he's a mean man.
He's mean.
There's a lot of things that
Still riding my damn horse.
It's a cart.
I'll get you back one day, Ivan.
It's a cart of undead out there.
Elena, my love.
This is where we're gonna have to love you and leave you. We'll see you guys next week for some more emotionally charged Merrowstrand action. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.